What time is it?
It's big slappy time.
Good morning.
What I was just saying, though, is no, just that they like randomly just running across the desk and they're just shitting everywhere.
But you're just like letting them take over our podcast.
I mean, letting them is strong.
Guys, the rats are still with us. Murph's doing God's work down here. I'm upstairs. La, la, la. I don't want to know about it.
No.
He's down here. What are you doing? Vacuuming up?
Vacuuming, scrubbing, dehumidifying.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, my chair's covered in trimmings and turds.
Oh, no. We might have to throw the chair out.
No. I'll steam clean it.
Steam that ass. I was curious if you felt that your ongoing lung inflammation was possibly caused by, petrified rat feces.
It's possible.
Are you down here that often?
Well, not anymore.
Not much more than I am.
No.
But I have lungs of steel.
You do have strong. You didn't chain smoke for many years.
No, I was always a casual smoker, which everyone hates because I rarely had my own pack.
See, I was always, that's funny. I
People
was
don't
always,
like bumming you cigarettes.
No, I like to be in communion with others, even if they're casual smokers.
Yeah, but you're your own.
I'm my own
You're
asshole.
an Aquarius. How does it feel? Aquarius season. We've entered.
The age of Aquarius. It's
Feeling
it's
good?
strong.
Feeling
Pluto
strong?
is my moon. It's in the house.
No, Pluto is my planet.
Pluto's your planet, but it's now in alignment with the Aquarius. Yes.
Do you mean that your moon is in Pluto?
Listen,
What moon do you have that I don't?
I have many moons.
Okay. A little long in the tooth over there.
Yeah, I have no lungs and many moons.
Well, it'll even out
In the
what's
wash.
in the wash. I'd also like to say I used to come down here, as our diehard listeners know. I had
Yes.
accoutrement. I had a heated blanket from Randy.
did.
I had all the stuff. Now I don't want to drag my things around in this rat-infested hellhole. So I have a beanie. I have a beanie and a sweatshirt.
Rat-infested hellhole. Yeah,
Hell, it's the best hell.
I
Are we
think-
doing our Trump?
I think
Bruno.
you.
I do have my Diet Coke.
I just want to say to our listeners, and a quick before we even get into Errata Davita, I just want to say you always say our 6 listeners, or what do you say, 4? It's humorous, but just
I say a single-digit number, and then
Sure.
I say that as our listeners.
Yes.
It's called self-deprecation.
Yes, but
It's
we're
called
on our way to triple
humility.
digits. I just want no. Humility's nice, but you know what I've learned
What?
from the feedback from people. Not in this pod.
I thought you said from the feed bag.
from the feedback. I've learned to fill the feed bag for me and my rats. No,
That's the thing is you're fighting them, but you're going to be with them soon.
my feedback from previous podcasts that I have done is you want to acknowledge the listener. Like, I think it is fun to be like, we're not blown up. We haven't even promoted the damn show
I
yet,
said the
really.
word listeners. They're
did.
lucky I'm saying anything.
We're on our way to triple digits.
on our way to trip, but that could mean a lot.
Well, 92. We had 91, and
That's
I
weird
loved
because you
that was
told me 107.
Dennis,
once.
because we had 107 on a particular episode. But when you talk about listenership, you got to talk about consistent. What's our typical
Base.
listenership for
Our-
downloads
our
and
mean.
streams?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the analytics
Our mean
are
streets.
mean streets. The analytics are all over the place. But anyhow, I just wanted to say that.
Right. Can you get some charts over my desk?
And what I want to send you, I sent you those. Yeah, I sent you those charts. I did that PowerPoint. You were on your phone.
Well, it was. I
It was
busy.
long. It was a little
It was
bloated.
long. I was tired.
It was a little bloated. But I do want to say to the listeners, the reason I even thought of our sweet listeners, our sloppers, is because we might try something different next week. So let us know if it sounds like shit, is all I can say. Because this is rat trimmings, feces aside.
Wait, so you're just
this is
giving
a
them
great,
the studio?
We've got packets coming. We've got organic peppermint oils and such that's supposed to drive them away. I mean, this is going to be a tough sell for them. I think they can deal with a little peppermint in this because it's such a nice womb they have here.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
We douse the studio in gasoline. We throw a match down the stairs. We shut the door. We never look back.
Oh, my God. Well, heat rises. Don't forget. Yes, we collect. I don't even think we have insurance, so maybe we won't collect.
Well, we can't do it now.
We don't have rat
The
insurance.
fraud.
Anyhow, yeah, we might just move this operation to a more casual upstairs, just in the living room or something.
Post-terranium.
There's pillows, there's curtains around, so it's like it might just sound a little different. And if it sounds like shit and you're like, I can't fucking listen to this, just let us know. That's all.
There's pillows? Are you saying the few pillows on our couch and bed would be enough?
I'm just saying
absorption?
it's something when we're seated.
Right.
Like, we might need. I have a couple acoustic blankets. We just don't need. All of this is a little overkill for podcasting.
We're not taking any of these blankets upstairs. These are rat blankets.
These are rat blankets. I said so right. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But this was initially for voiceover with. This is going to be really impressive and interesting to people listening. The microphones that for voiceover, a condenser
I'm
mic.
Sorry, I just fell asleep.
Versus
Were you
a
saying
dynamic
something?
mic. Well, I have a PowerPoint going here.
Oh, here. Oh, look at that.
Yes.
Wow, a graph.
Microphones. What you would use them for? What use cases? Anyhow, the ones we have, we could salvage upstairs. So stay tuned. We might be up on the roof next week.
When you checked our analytics, were you able to see if anyone has ever tipped us?
No, I haven't checked the tips yet.
Jesus.
I know. I will. And we're gonna.
Mama needs a haircut.
Mama's got a great haircut. Your look has been
strong.
No, 2026. I mean, you finished 2025 strong, but you're coming in 2026.
I limped across that finish line. But thank you for saying it.
Also need to quickly acknowledge, I'm just kind of this is not Inarada. This is, I'm just saying right now, count this as our Bush reference, but we did not reference
Well, I have
bushes.
something.
That our listener did hit me up on that. They were questioning whether or not it was an AI episode.
What I wanted to say is because we didn't last week, that we should do two. We should each say a Bush thing this week.
Okay.
And I remember that I was going to look up like a Bush fun fact, and I forgot. So do you want to go first?
Well, I have a lot of them at the ready.
Well, just pick one, dear.
Well, Poppy jumped out of it. Poppy, this is George Herbert Walker Bush.
Herbert Walker.
He was a World War II pilot. And his plane was shot down, and he jumped out of the plane, and I think he lived in the muck for a little while before he was rescued.
Is that right?
Yeah, I want to say this was somewhere near Japan, like over Japan. I don't. So let me get the deal. Let me just set up an errata for next week.
Yeah, what muck do you mean?
Horbert.
Like yeah. What is going on with Horbert?
Yeah, George Herbert Walker Bush was fought in World War II, and he was a pilot. He was in the Air Force.
Well, and his son bravely joined the Coast Guard.
And then abandoned.
And then deflected.
And then deflected and did some toots, which is...
Not farting. It's cocaine,
no.
folks. My Bush fun fact is...
Look at this photo.
Remember when he was cutting all the funding to public schools and putting it all into charter schools?
Dubs,
which is just like a fancy step away from privatizing everything.
Correct.
And he said, I love teachers so much, I married one. About Laura.
About Laura, yes.
That's just something I remember.
No, I mean, that's all we need.
It's our formative years. There were these sound bites that are kind of like drilled into the soft tissue of my dying brain.
Yes, and he had some great ones in terms of sound bites. Like W was...
He really did.
W was true. Because a lot of times they'll like try to make fun of like people for just being dumb when they're really not. But Dub was a simple man.
He's a bad public speaker, too.
But also good as like a folksy, like because he's obviously not.
Well, the whole thing. Remember, they were like, "This is
money,
anti-intellectual," because now people are voting for who they want to have a beer with.
Yes,
which would be fine if the policy backed it up.
Correct. Yes, if the policy was all about beer.
If your neighbor didn't just bring a beer over, well, they burned your house down.
If the policy was that beer could be
to be fair,
affordable.
There were rats in the house. Hold on, I'm looking up his birthday.
Wait, oh my, wait.
Were you going to do that too?
No. Oh, my
Stop
rat cough.
huffing the rat
cough. Sorry. Wait, I
knew it. He's a Cancer. I just screamed into the mic. I was going to I wish I'd said that first because now it seems like I'm lying.
W is a Cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. HW.
He's too soft. His dad and you know what I mean?
Yes.
The CIA, the Yaleys,
of course, the Veep.
The Skull and
the
Bones,
president. I mean, yeah,
the whatever. they just like propped him in there. He never wanted that.
He was June. Herbert Walker was June. No, he did not want that. He was like, listen, I did my partying.
Yeah.
And then I settled down. I was born again as an evangelical, and I married a teacher. And they're like, no, we have unfinished business.
To run, though. He didn't want to stop partying.
No.
His parents made him.
No. And there's no way in hell.
He was like the 30-year-old being like, sorry, mother.
Yes. And mother took him over her knee.
Mother was running the show.
And she said, it's time. We need you. As we said previously on the pod, Jeb just didn't have it.
Yeah.
And there's no way Cheney was going to be able to step in as the head honcho. Cheney was a shadow man for his whole life.
Yeah.
So they're like, Cheney will be here to hold your hand through this.
Well, to stick his hand up your ass.
Puppeteer you.
Yeah.
Herbert Walker, this is Poppy now, was born June 12th. What does that make him?
Gemini,
okay.
June 14th is Trump.
Yes.
I don't think we've had a lot of Gemini presidents. Biden and Hillary, not a president, but Biden and Hillary are both famously Scorpios.
Scorpios, of course.
Yes.
What about Barry? What's he?
Barack Obama, I want to say, is
other than
Leo.
a Muslim, what is he?
I don't have anything to say about that. He's a Leo.
A Leo. Oh, that Leo president
I
makes
feel like
sense.
Leo politicians are probably a dime a dozen.
Yeah. What's so funny is we give Barry plenty of shit for his, drone program and his Wall Street connections, et cetera, et cetera. But I would actually say, looking back too, now if we even go back to like HW, definitely just in terms of like a guy that you'd want around in that role, like he's so annoying with his like my playlist at the end of every year.
The playlists are really offensive
He's
to
a
me.
dork, but he's like I don't know, like I'm just like a Leo. I think he belongs. What else are you gonna do?
Would you mean like you'd want to have a beer with him?
I wouldn't want. I mean, if I had a beer with any of them, I'd kick any of them in the nuts. But I'm just saying, like,
here's who I'd party with: Teddy.
Wait,
Roosevelt.
we're going back.
Yeah,
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
who I'd party with.
Sure, I mean that makes sense.
Problematic, but yeah, the mustache. He's getting into some shit.
He could get into some shit. Yeah, Teddy could put back some
bathtub
beverages,
gin.
definitely.
Yeah.
JFK.
Well, JFK was like the ultimate party boy.
He was a party boy.
Yeah, he was sucking and fucking anything that moved.
Yes, he was a party bottom from allegedly.
Party bottom?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Dub's always, to me, just because of his ridiculous folksy nature, I was always like, yeah, I would have a beer with probably him and Barry. That's why him and Barry are tight. Him and Barry are boys.
He and Barry. No, I don't think so. I don't like any of them.
No. But this is just random. That one line when I looked into this Wikipedia, the section of World War II for Poppy, Bush flew his first combat mission in May 1944, bombing Japanese-held Wake Island. Was promoted to lieutenant. Blah blah. Though Bush's his aircraft successfully attacked several targets, but was downed by enemy fire. This is just the line coming up that I just randomly locked eyes on, and I was like, "This is an absurd." There is a citation here on Wikipedia for this line. Though both of Bush's fellow crew members died, Bush successfully bailed out from the aircraft and was rescued by a submarine. Several of the aviators shot down during the attack were captured and executed, and their livers were cannibalized by their captors. And there is a citation here from an article called "Fly Boys:
How to Cook Liver."
Anyhow,
interesting. That is shocking, but I also feel like he definitely just like bailed on his friends.
He bailed on his friends and then he ate their livers.
I'm sorry, like how can my internet doesn't work sometimes. He's flying out of a plane into enemy waters and being saved by a submarine.
Yeah.
Does that feel
true?
Feasible?
Or feasible. Well, I mean, he even said his survival after such a close brush with death shaped him profoundly, leading him to ask, quote, "Why had I been spared? And what did God have for me?"
He's like, I need to go get all the oil. Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyhow.
All right. Well, I think we made up for our
big time.
Our big bush hole week.
Yeah, we were bushless last week.
We were bushless. We got
shaved.
the Brazilian.
Shorn.
This is not related, but what do you think about this for an Instagram account?
Mm-hmm.
My nickname in high school is the name of the account, and it's just funny pictures of like signs that say like
I love this.
taste like snack nuts.
Yes.
Was a sign I saw at Fred Meyer.
Yeah. I think in
Do people still like
2013,
that kind of
well, I was going
stuff?
to say 2013, that would be dominant.
Great.
But
you
I
don't
do-
think people want to go back to that with
Yeah,
all the
the
like
nostalgia.
slop? I think they're like, oh, you're actually out in the world, like.
I think
looking
you
at
should
stuff.
do that. I also think that since I've met you, one of your best recurring bits has been
Nickname in high school.
that was my nickname in high
Oh
school.
yeah, because it got really tired, but then I did the thing where I persisted,
Mm-hmm.
and it got funny again.
And you also do ones that are somewhat unexpected. There's the
Yes.
ones that are like, double entendre sexually, which is,
That's low hanging fruit.
low-hanging
I
fruit,
could do
but
that
it's
in
still-
my sleep.
you do actually.
do, yeah.
I've been waking up in the night hearing you
My
be
nickname
like,
in high school.
Bush push, my nickname in high school.
No, I thank you for saying. I do think sometimes I do unexpected
Yeah.
turn of phrase. Yeah.
So yes, I would follow that account,
Thank you.
like and
I would
subscribe.
hope me running it would be enough to get
Bless
the
you.
follow.
Perhaps.
That was just a side note I just thought of
Yeah.
that I wanted to think of. I mean, that I wanted to remember that I thought of yesterday. What? All right. Are we ready for errata?
I think let's start with errata. In
errata de vida, honey.
Don't
Eat
you
my
know?
liver. That was weird.
1,000 livers of light.
1,000 livers of light. My liver was black.
My liver.
All right.
Wait, what was it? It's the it was the liquor last night. What was this one? That we love?
Last night we let the liquor. That guy's
talk.
like a flaming racist, though.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, he sucks.
No, openly, yeah. I think
That's
he was
funny.
On
I
camera
think that
dropping
was-
N-bombs.
We were taking a road trip and we could only get like weird radio station.
Mm-hmm.
So I started listening to like the country pop station. I'm trying to remember what year this would have been or where we were going. And that's just an earworm. And then I had it stuck
last
in my
night we
head
let the liquor talk.
for like a year. But that guy's bad.
Yeah, well, but don't forget, your boy, Michael Strahan, absolved him of his sins.
Michael
on Good
Strahan's not
Morning
my
America.
boy.
Oh.
Are you talking about because we liked that
I'm kidding,
Bon
yes,
Jovi?
yes.
Okay. Well,
I
I mean,
do love
Michael
Michael
Strahan's
Strahan.
great.
And ABC, of course, was like, he's on the label. He's releasing a new album. Michael, please
Oh, he absolved
cleanse him of his racist
Well, that's the whole thing.
sins.
People, this is what you do to get famous. You say something offensive, then you apologize and say you learned. Then you have like a narrative that you can go on a talk show. You have something to talk about. And then you're like, and speaking of being sorry, here's my new single. Sorry, babe. Or whatever.
So-
you know?
it's
Like
called
they
Sorry,
like they do
Babe.
the jump, but it's like
Yeah, it's
and
called
then-
Why'd You Film Me, Babe?
Yeah.
Why'd you
Sorry
film me
about
drunk
that.
ranting in the streets, babe?
My new album. You can't say that anymore? Okay. Here's the errata. In our Christmas episode, we were trying feverishly to recall what Joey Tribbiani's spin-off show was called. And I think you know what it was.
I looked it up and now I forget. Was it just Joey?
Well, it wasn't just Joey. It was Joey.
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 The title of the show was Joey.
Joey.
Yeah, I mean, so, well, of course. What else
They
should
really
it be?
broke the mold with that one.
They were, I mean, if you're going to do a spin-off with an actual character, because a lot of these, now if you recall, so I'm just going off of like post shows that would be, like Seinfeld was a big one where all three of them, not Jerome, because he of course had those EPs, he had no money coming in, he had no reason to do another show other than comedians in cars getting coffee many years later. But
Yikes.
the three of them all went out. Michael Richards had a show, but none of them were their characters still.
No, the new stories of old Christine.
Yes, so right.
What was George's show?
George did one that was like, I mean, I think he might have done a couple. Michael Richards was a private investigator, I remember. He was like a weird PI.
Was
in
this
like
after
LA.
he was canceled?
No, this was before. This
Because
was
he was one of the first guys to get canceled.
right. Speaking of letting the liquor talk, yeah, I mean, he had a meltdown on stage.
A racist meltdown.
Right.
He got racial.
But don't worry, he was also absolved not by Michael Strahan, but by Jerome Seinfeld on Comedians in
well,
Cars.
he speaks for the community.
He sure does. Yeah, but anyway, yes, they all had their own little. This was pre that because that happened. Michael Richards was a few years.
See, that is like a soup
Years
in
and
my
years
brain,
after.
the timeline of that.
It is, and I don't remember
I think
Jason
it's
Alexander's at
because
all.
I was so unaware of their next projects.
Right.
But I can't put them in a timeline.
It's true. And they all stunk. I think old Christine was the best of them.
People
and then
like
obviously
that.
Veep.
Well,
She
Veep
really
is
brought
one of
it
the
with
greatest
Veep.
shows of all time.
Yeah.
I think it's like Sopranos and Veep.
That's a bold. We did love Veep, didn't we?
We loved Veep.
We did. It was very, very funny.
The like fast-paced dialogue.
Lots of just the jokes per minute, but in a way that still felt somehow connected in conversation. Not like 30 Rock where everything was a throwaway line. It just felt like it was good dialogue, sharp.
Well, it was really true to character. It wasn't just joke setup.
No. And she was always the best of the bunch in terms of a comedic performance. Like
I said I watch for Julia. We just keep rehashing the same stuff.
We do, but let me say...
That's what errata kind of is.
That is errata. We went back. But anyhow, the Friends, the reason I thought of Seinfeld is the Friends then also tried to go out. And I'm like, but if you're going to be the character from the show...
Right.
Then it's like, that's a whole different animal. It's like, you can't break. Matt LeBlanc was like, he ended up doing another funny show down the road.
Well, he did actors or extras or something with Gervais, right?
No, Gervais did extras.
And he wasn't on that? I'm mixing up two things.
Yeah, he was like, it was like a whole show about, it was like an insider-y.
I thought he had an arc on that, Matt LeBlanc.
Perhaps.
Anyway, I think he actually went on to do a couple interesting things.
But Joey was the one we were struggling with. Joey. We need to watch one ep of Joey.
Joey, isn't that History of Violence?
Yeah.
Remember, he's like witness protection. He comes in, he's like, Joey. I know you,
Ed
Joey.
Harris.
What?
Isn't it Ed Harris who does that?
Yes. That's a great movie.
It is good. It is.
It is good.
A movie I just rewatched. This will say, well, do you have any more erratas?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Before we seg out.
So Diddy was in the same prison as Maduro and Luigi, but he's out, like you said, remember? And
but they were spending some time spanning.
That's right. And then there was a link we said we would put up at the Christmas app, and then we forgot last week, and we were going to tell it this week, and then I couldn't find it, so I don't know what it is.
Good information.
And then I just said we had Reagan, but no Bush last time, so we have to do ×2, which we've already covered. So my errata's done.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Errata-ta-ta. I don't have any errata.
It's shocking.
Shocking. Shoddy and shocking.
Shoddy and shocking.
Oh, I know what we need to put up.
What's that?
We need to put up the Donatello, the stage, this Christy Nome, Stephen Miller, Donatello dancing.
Yeah, we did say we would do
Vanilla
that.
Ice. We did.
And we said we would do Vanilla Ice going dun dun
that
dun
was
dun
the
dun
more
dun
yes
dun dun.
dun 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 dun. Yeah, explaining. That's a good.
I mean, they've seen it. Everybody has the fucking internet.
Sure.
Everybody's
got the internet.
Another thing that I wanted to talk about was, you know how we say sometimes there's no like anti-war in pop music, pop culture. I just saw a headline that Green Day went pretty hard.
At who for what?
Anti-MAGA, like standing up for the people of Minneapolis. I know that seems like easy, but I would say Green Day is a massive, massive band. They just got added to the roster for the halftime show of the Super Bowl. And MAGA's like up in arms.
Well, because they already didn't want Bad Bunny, who's the other Super
I know,
Bowl
that's the quote. Let me bring it up.
Bad Bunny and Green Day sticking it to MAGA at the Super Bowl.
Bad Day and Green Bunny. Hold on, let me look.
Brown Bunny?
This song is anti-fascism. This song is anti-war. We stand up for our brothers and sisters in Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Miller now has the floor. Fox News was already enraged about Bad Bunny headlining next month's Super Bowl halftime show. Now longtime Trump antagonists Green Day have been added to the big game. The NFL made the announcement a day after frontman Billy Joe Armstrong slammed MAGA multiple times at iHeartRadio Alter Ego. Just wanted to give a little credit. I know that's like the least they could do, but I don't want to say nobody's ever saying anything because that's not true.
Right.
What are you looking at? Are we not recording?
No, we are recording.
You're looking at the buttons and stuff. Uh-oh. He just adjusted something. Oh.
It's fine.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. What did you do?
Nothing, dear.
You won't even tell me?
Yeah, because it's boring and we don't need to talk about it. We'll tell
you.
You
don't think I'd understand.
I'd know you.
I saw you twisting those dials.
I saw red. Then I opened up the door. Remember that?
I just mean Green Day could be doing what everyone else is doing, playing Tel Aviv and
That's right.
and staying mum on it, and they're not. And I wanted to mention it.
Thank you, Billy Joe.
Thank you, Billy Joe. And the other two.
We got them. Trey Cool on drums, Mike Armstrong on bass.
They're both Armstrong? Billy Joe and Mike?
No, Mike
Mike's
something else. Anyhow.
They only know like
the Armstrong boys.
They only
no
know
relation.
They only know like 3 chords.
Yeah.
That was my joke that I was trying to make from 7th grade when Dookie came out, but
Well, fucking Dookie, man.
Took me a
when
while
Dookie
to
dropped?
say it. Yeah, but there was a Kerplunk was before Dookie, so there were the cool kids who had known about Kerplunk that were like shitting on the Dookie kids.
That's me. I wasn't shitting on the Dookie kids, but I was all over Kerplunk.
How magnanimous of you.
I never really I know that's such a cliche that a lot of people did, but I was not really.
You weren't a gatekeeper.
Not much. No, not too much.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
So that's the stuff I wanted to say.
I want to seg into Traitors.
Okay. No spoilers.
Where I was gonna seg.
Can we say no spoilers?
No spoilers.
Thank
Zero.
you.
I mean, we're behind. So if anything,
I know, but I know
spoil
people
much.
haven't started it yet. So I think we have to say we're talking in generalizations.
we're talking in generalizations. Really, all I want is we don't
Not
even
the
have to
plot.
get too much. It's more.
Well, I want to say some stuff.
I want you to say.
Well, I'm listening to your
and
stuff.
watch your spoilers.
I'm watching for you.
For me, here's one big spoiler. Rappaport is a douche.
No, that's not a spoiler. We all know that. He's a terrible person.
Of course. It made me think of when we were talking before about Higher Learn. I was thinking of Higher Learning and Remy, his character from that.
We don't talk.
He is. What's funny about Rappaport in this moment to come on Traitors now.
Wait, in Higher Learning, he's a white supremacist?
Yes, he's
like a skinhead.
It's a slow devolve. He comes, just a small town in Idaho. He's coming to college.
Just a small town boy.
Shaved his head and now he's Nazi. He comes there and slowly becomes a Nazi. Anyway.
Okay. Wait, at college?
Yes.
At college?
At college, yes.
He goes to
and then he
college
and then he has a
to
shooting.
become a Nazi?
Yes, and he pulls off a shooting, and he kills Tyra Banks, actually.
Oh, yikes.
John Singleton's like most an outrageous film, an very uneven film.
I have a very faint memory of watching that at a slumber party. Isn't that weird?
That is weird. That's a weird slumber party movie.
Yeah.
I love Lawrence Fishburne's character in there. He's Mr. Williams, peppermint, and he always has his pepper. It's just a very weird choice for Larry Fishburne.
It's like a fever dream memory for
Anyhow,
me. I don't have a lot. But I do remember he was like not a good dude.
Rappaport, but a solid actor in a couple different roles.
Well, he's very
Copland, he was
angry,
good.
and I feel like he can filter that into his roles.
Yes.
There's like something there. There's some juice.
There's some character juice there.
Yeah.
But as a human being
yeah.
as a human, what's funny is not even as the most just rabid Zionist as he is now.
Yeah, I mean, he's becoming the skinhead he was.
The poster
He has become.
He has. He's come full circle.
Yeah.
He's just like, trolling is kind of his vibe and always has been. So that is like, okay, whatever. But he's just trolling, the corpses of children at this point, which is
he's like,
very difficult.
I pick my teeth with the bones.
Even the
I
people,
hate this guy so
even
much.
the people who are like both sidesing things are now just like, Michael.
Can I also side note?
Yeah.
And I hate to do this. I do. But he is like the ugliest person I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's hideous inside and out.
But I think,
sure.
I think it's like one of those examples of like his rotten core like leaking out because he's just like a disgustoid.
And this is what people have kind of. These are where the memes have been drawn to.
Oh, the memes
from
from
Traitors with his eating and drinking habits.
Well, that's odd. It's something you would love and think was like a cute little quirk if the person weren't a monster.
That's right.
But he's like shoveling corn into his mouth. The way he was
with
holding
his mouth
a
around
glass.
the plate, like the plate is like in his mouth.
In his mouth. And that's something I've done when it's the last bite. When it's the little bit you can't get, and you kind of got to shovel. He's just starting with a full plate of
food on that plate.
Using it like a funnel into his mouth. It's bizarre. I'm like, no, there's big bites you can like use a fork with there.
There is.
Also, the way he was holding a cup last night, you pointed out, he was like fingering it.
Like a cocktail glass. He had like, it was like a...
The way he was holding it, but was by
like
putting all of his fingers inside the cup and then like squeezing it in his palm.
It was almost as if someone like threw it to him and he had to catch it. You know, like it was not how you would ever pick up a glass from a table.
Well, it feels like one of those like lizard person tests where they'd be like, that's not how the human hand works.
Yes. And we haven't seen it yet, but there's the now iconic, now infamous with the cup of water.
Yeah, he's trying to sip water. We're going to like find out he has some like nerve
MS or
damage
something. Yeah,
and then everyone's going to feel awful.
Will they?
Will we? He's
anyhow,
bad.
what I wanted to say though is that aside,
yes.
the dancing on the bones of Palestinian children aside.
Were he not just the most rabid Zionist,
yes.
he's still not a great guy.
He's still already just shit, I think. I think with the...
May I give an example?
Go ahead. We'll go. We got tit for tat here.
Well, in 2020, it was like COVID. I don't know if anyone here remembers, but
what a time.
Shit was getting pretty dire, which it obviously always has been. But like, you know, the wealth inequality is growing and they were having to shut down or get more security at like Walgreens and Duane Reade. And we were in New York at the time. And the cops had done this big sting where they were like, got him, arrested them. And then they showed what the person had been stealing. And it was diapers, formula, deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
It like made me want to puke and die. It was the saddest thing ever. So that's what was happening. People were stealing small ticket items just to survive from these drugstores. But rich New Yorkers were up in arms that then Duane Reade's were closing, or that it was harder to like get things because they were behind locked cases. And Michael Rappaport, this is pre like rabid Israeli whatever. Yeah. I mean, he probably felt that way, but that wasn't like in the zeitgeist as much. He was going to his local Duane Reade and like hunting thieves down
and
on
filming
behalf of like the man.
Yes. He was like live streaming like
the worst
his videos of like, you know,
I caught a thug trying
and like turning the camera around being like,
are they a thug? They were stealing baby food.
Yeah.
That I recall that.
That's high level douchiness.
Vividly.
That's high level douchiness. What's funny about him too is I don't know about now, but the libs loved him because he went hard against Trump on his podcast and on everything else. Like, Donnie, you fucking Donnie.
He has a pod?
Oh my, I mean, he has I don't know how popular. It's hard to tell with the analytics if you don't.
Yeah.
If you look at this PowerPoint on Michael Rappaport's podcast analytics that I've set up here.
Well, he's got the Iron Dome crowd.
Yes, he does. But he also has a weird, I mean, he did enough of hot takes. He did enough like in the sports realm. He was an old rock and jock basketball guy. And would get like, you know, hot takes over sports and stuff. So he got some following there.
Right.
I mean, he has like...
I think people like that he's like an actor a little bit, but feels like an everyman. Again, if you took away all this like poisonous whatever, he's like a sporty New Yorker. He worked with Spike Lee. Like you want to like him.
He's like talk radio. He's an abrasive
sucks.
Personality that works for talk radio.
Yeah.
People can hate listen. They can... Anyway, on his pod, he like went hard in 2016. Like he immediately was anti-Trump. But what's funny is like he pulling in that crowd. But then it's like, this thing where he's like my neighborhood Duane Reade or whatever. And what's funny about that is you're also just like, well, there's no what is like. They ruined your neighborhood pharmacies, and it's fun. They're funny to stand for Duane Reade or Walgreens,
these massive
or
chains,
CVS, any of this shit. Yeah.
No, well, that's what I mean. Is what a terrible take.
Terrible.
Like
take.
if that's happening, you should be like, yo, we gotta get fucking Duane Reade to unlock the baby formula. Like I'm setting up a fundraiser. I'm sorry, I'm doing the Rappaport voice,
it's a fine
but like
Rappaport.
it's not good. But like, why not go hard the other way?
Right.
Why not be a man of the people?
Why not? He also beat up an old girlfriend. There's things with that.
Yeah, he had a couple of assault charges in 1997.
He pretends to be a comic,
he's
and so
a
he'll
landlord.
do stand-up shows. Well, he's also a landlord. I was going to say with the first with being comic is Ari Shaffir recently had like a dust up with him because he called him out for beating up his girlfriend or something, like busted his balls or whatever the exchange was. I don't fully know, but I know that he then like he like slapped Ari Shaffir, which is very funny.
Wow. No,
yeah.
I think he definitely has anger issues. Like, this is not a spoiler. It was in episode 1 of The Traitors. But I'm just saying everybody kind of had to pick somebody for something. That's all I'll say. And you have to pick someone. And he was picked, one of many who were picked. And he has like a pretty
he's like shameful.
Extreme.
The fuck somebody's shame.
Yeah, he's fucking disgusting. Like, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, he's a landlord. He kicked Natasha Lyonne out of one of his properties
because she was on drugs, apparently
delinquent on rent or whatever. Which again, like landlords are going to landlord. Like that's not.
Yeah, but I'm like,
but,
tell me something good about him, and then everything you find out is the worst.
Is the worst shit?
Heard.
Yeah. And I've said before too, but it's kind of just like he's a funny person to start scooping up properties in New York too, because it's like. He's not BlackRock, you know what I mean? This idea of like the small landlord who has it, but I'm also like Michael Rappaport. You've had a lot of work over the years. It's like, what do you even do? What are you doing?
Yeah,
Here?
he's kind of playing a few sides of things.
He's playing lots of sides of lots of things, but yeah,
right.
Top shelf douche.
Top shelf douche.
And
he's a great heel, but also I will say I
Traitors,
feel like
heel.
I did stay away from Traitors for a little in this like pathetic minor boycott of him, because him being platformed is kind of upsetting. Like, he's getting a lot of money, he's getting a lot of fame and notoriety. Yeah. He's like being introduced to the next generation. I'm like, do we need that for Michael Rappaport? Or should we throw him into a pit?
A pit. I mean, you want, but they everything, as we've commented on, we've only watched the first 2 eps, but the heightening, so there's more pyrotechnics when they pull up to the house. They did again, not a spoiler, they did a secret traitor with the regular
No, that's a massive spoiler, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You don't know who it is. I'm not going to say who it is.
I know, but that's a big thing that they introduced this
anyway,
season.
they introduce each season, you got to heighten. So what I was going to say is, as heels go, last season, it was like that Survivor guy that people were like, whoa, you brought him in a cage.
But next season they'll be like Stephen Miller, and people will be like, I kind of like him. I think platforming those people is kind of lame. I agree, though, that they've increased their budget. Traitors is doing well. The opening sequence, I was like, hello. Yeah, is this the glass onion?
I wonder if how Alan feels about Rappaport.
Well, I don't think he loves Lisa Rinna.
He does.
I don't think he likes Michael.
No, probably
The
not.
other thing
He's
is, though, they have New York connection. He's probably like, yo, what was that club coming? I can't stop.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Bless it all. I wish we could spoil. I have so many opinions on the show itself.
No, we must give. We said reality TV will give, what's the window there? 12 weeks or something?
The percentage?
I
thought you were saying how much like reality TV gets in our pod, because we didn't want to become reality TV pod.
No. And it doesn't get too much, I feel. If you're giving equal parts, the Bush 90s Bush dynasty versus, then I think you're in it's a good pie chart.
This is ringing bells from your presentation. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
The pyrotechnics brought me back in.
Pyrotechnics.
Let's touch feet.
I just have my regular sneakers on today. I used to come down here comfy
Crocs.
with no shoes.
Now those
Crocs.
turds would go right in the side holes.
Right. Crocs, instead of those little giblets that the kids put on, I just have little rat turds sticking out of my croc holes.
I'm a big rat turd fan.
Hey.
Gotta represent.
Oh, my.
What else is going on? Any news?
What's in the news? Well, I had one thing.
Oh, Greenland.
It's time for Greenland.
Is that the 51st state?
Here's the thing about Greenland it's like there's a silliness attached to the discourse on Greenland. Oh, I know one.
If it's giving, giving like 18th century.
It is giving 18th century. I also like pretending to know the geopolitics of Greenland. I wouldn't dare to do so. I strategically, like, what's the argument for it?
The argument is like Europe can't protect Greenland from China, but I'm not aware that China was making any threats. But that's what like the administration is saying, and basically there's just a lot of oil there.
Yeah, China's also done.
It's a good location geopolitically for like world domination. But
Right.
it feels like isolating ourselves from any allies. And you know,
very strange. Isolating ourselves.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm doing
allies.
What am I doing?
Jiminy.
What am I doing, dear?
What am I doing?
It seems like, well, because you could say, who cares? We have nukes. We don't need any friends. But we do rely heavily on, you know, exports for food and things of that nature. It just seems very short-sighted. And I do wonder what the fuck.
Yeah. Greenland, there's like I don't know what the throughway for trade even is there or anything like that. Like, what's the pipeline? It's funny to say China's going after Greenland when China's gone after nothing. I mean, you could say Taiwan is, you know, that's of course always been the debate
but that's
where
like
we're coming
old news.
Well, it's also like part of like there's a history there that's not, but China's not known as the imperial power in terms of going out into other countries. That's kind of our hustle.
That's our whole deal.
So it's funny it's that thing where you're like, when someone protests or they're saying like, this is something someone else is doing. Like, I think that's what you're doing.
I saw something too about how wanting Greenland is kind of a quiet admission to climate change, because that's obviously going to be a hot little property when things are heating up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so people are like, they're hypocrites. Conservatives don't admit climate change, but they are making, and you're like, yeah, duh.
Right.
They're just trying to do a little cash grab.
Well, it's all cash grabs. It's all about them cash grabs. And the cash grabs have evolved into a sort of, the grifts have just gotten so open and tacky even.
Tacky.
You could argue.
Greenland is tacky.
Yeah, it's like Gulf of America kind of shit.
It's like going to a dinner party and like walking out with a vase.
Yes.
You're like,
You're like,
Do you remember when everyone was worried about with global warming, and they still are, but it's like, put it on the list of things to freak out about, that the glaciers were melting and within them, like prehistoric illnesses were being reintroduced?
Yes.
That was kind of fun. They were like, there's anthrax, like in this woolly mammoth.
These mammoth tusks are just made of anthrax.
I just think it's funny if we think that global warming will end us in this like slow storm-based like extreme weather way, but really there'll be this like insane
thawing out viruses, and when our immune systems have been crippled by COVID.
Animal-born kind of like almost zombie-like takeover. That could be interesting.
That's fun. Write that down. That's a fun disaster movie.
I can't write anything down, dear.
The tacky grifts are like the Trump. I mean, Trump coin also though is somewhat popular, but there's like,
is it?
What's his name's doing
That's
a coin
so embarrassing.
Fucking Eric Adams is doing a
coin.
A rat coin. No, he's doing.
Does he have any like stands? Eric?
That's the thing is, I don't think.
Embarrassing.
You know what it reminds me of? His coin reminds me of. No, I don't think he really has stands. It reminds me of Rob Schneider's bourbon. I don't even know if this is Schneider.
Oh my God.
I don't know what sort of. I don't know if he's like a partner in the business or if he's just a spokesperson.
Rob Schneider's bourbon is not a phrase that should be uttered.
No, Tears of the Left, it's called. It's literally, the bourbon is called Tears of the Left.
Wow.
And it's Rob Schneider. And what's most offensive about it to me is that he does like shaken, not woke. Is the like tagline.
That doesn't make
for it.
sense.
Well, not for a bourbon, no, because you're not that's like a James Bond shaken not stirred reference, even though it's dumb and shoehorning
but it
woke in there
also
to begin
just
with.
Doesn't make sense.
No, if it was a vodka. Oh, you mean it doesn't make sense on multiple levels?
Yeah,
yes.
like I don't think it makes sense.
Shaken not woke. You're like, what does that mean?
Like woke isn't stirred.
No,
you know
and this is a print ad where you've had the time you've presumably hired someone to do your Don Drapering. And so all they could come up with is like, we got to say woke. We need woke in this somehow. It's literally called Tears of the Left. So maybe you don't need woke even in there, but they're like, we got to get the word woke in here. And then you're like, shaken, not woke. Like that literally feels like someone, when they said, we need to get the word woke in here, someone just shouted, shaken, not woke. And then they moved on. They're like, yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Not
I think
one other
it's
option.
It's like the ChatGPT vibes. Like they're like, we just have to get some of these kind of big keywords in there.
Yes, it does feel ChatGPT. And so is Rob Schneider's.
I just feel like it does a disservice to both Rob Schneider and anti-woke, because he's such a loser that's not going to inspire those people to drink that. And then that message is so lame that even any like shred of goodwill he has left from doing like movies with Adam Sandler.
You can drink it. It should be with him.
That's
in
what
brown
he
face.
should have said. You can drink it all night long. Literally.
I mean, it could have worked. It could have played. Yes, but I agree that
yes, I think he would sell more bourbon
if he just
did an Adam Sandler character, like one of his beautiful
one of his
brown
many
face
of the same
oeuvre. Yeah, they're terrible. Or like as opposed to the anti-woke thing, because that almost feels like a parody. Like there's too many like bells being rung here.
Too many bells being rung. And what I was thinking about with that too is that in the vein of Eric Adams's like coin that he's launched, or I think he already launched it. Those two, and it's also, I want to say his, like, it's funny what you tag onto it. So it's like not Rob Schneider just doing whiskey. It's got to be the Tears of the Left, Woke Not Stirred, whatever, Shaken Not Woke.
There's too many taglines there.
Too many. And then Eric Adams is like to fight anti-Semitism. Like his coin is like, because people are like, why are you doing this, man, on the way out the door? And he's like,
anti-Semitism.
What's that?
How does a crypto fight?
This is a question for Eric.
Wow.
And his team. But I do think that those two things together are like, it's just it's a level of tacky, and it's kind of like, who is this? I don't think he's going to sell a lot of bourbon.
It's like the worst swag bag ever. You come home, you're like, what'd you get? And you're like, oh, I got a bottle of this, Tears of the Left, and I got like a discount code for Eric coin.
Yeah, a
like,
QR code to
so
scan
bad.
for Eric Adams's coin.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's bad. It's a bad gift
Woof
bag.
doggy.
You're leaving, you know what it is? It's Michael Rappaport's post Traitors rap party. That's what he sends people out the door
Yes,
with.
yes.
Is Schneider's bourbon and Adams's coin.
God, to be a fly on the wall of that. I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, that's
Adams is funny. His on the way out the door. His best of reel's pretty great.
Adams.
Yeah. He kind of has dub, like, in terms of sound bites. He's on a dub level. George W. level.
Yeah, he's kind of like Reagan.
He's a moron, but and a grifter.
Well, he has lines like written for him, and he's like performing them.
And that's tough because then you're
my
like,
haters
you go
are
for
my
the
waiters at the tables of success.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean.
Yep. His 9/11
W
musings.
could never with that.
His 9/11 musings. Well, because everything has devolved. That's what I'm saying is now the tackiness. It's like W was on the heels of an empire of like a old school oil man empire.
Well, he was like the last chapter of Daddy's tome.
Yes, and now we're just in like full on flim flam artists.
Well, what I was going to say is you and I are saying, oh, it's tacky, and it is. But what I think is the new thing is tacky is okay.
Yes.
And that's two-sided. The good side is like, we don't need the pomp and circumstance. Like, we can just like tear that away and say what's really happening.
The elites of yore.
And the bad part is like, it's just like opening the door for just some real trashy shit.
New money cons, that are just kind of
I don't care about the money. And just like, this is not, it's not creative. It's not interesting.
I think that also is just very clearly like a Trumpian era. Like the tackiness came, like, I mean, he brought the tacky.
It's called like big red tie.
Big red tie, yes. Giving big red tie across the board.
Yeah.
The other thing that caught my eye, and I just an AI synopsis of a headline was Shapiro's book, Josh Shapiro, governor,
I thought was
who you thought I was talking
Shapiro.
about, Ben Shapiro. And I was like, Ben Shapiro releasing a book at this point can't possibly be news.
But I was like, oh, he was on Gavin Newsom's podcast, and you said that makes sense because he had a book. And then I realized, no, it was Ben Shapiro.
It was, in fact, Ben on Gavin.
Yeah.
Yes, because Gavin does this like he
Our
did Charlie
fearless
Kirk.
lib leader is having Ben Shapiro on.
Right. Well, the discourse, to have like the real conversations that he's not afraid to have.
Not my discourse.
And Steve Bannon just runs circles around him. And then it sounds like, I'm like, Gavin, who is this for when you're listening to this?
It's not, no one's listening to that.
Right.
Honestly, it's just so that they can be like, we have podcasts too.
Right. It's true. Yeah, we can podcast. I am the Rogan of the left as the governor of California. That's how that works.
I'm actually to the right of Rogan.
I'm to the right of Rogan. On many things, he would be.
Yeah.
But anyway, Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania,
Right.
who had a person in the mansion. This was something that I missed. Did you see this video? I mean, this is not new. This happened a while ago, but
allegedly. No, I don't know about the person in the mansion, but isn't it him who they killed? Like his daughter-in-law, somebody got stabbed. Was that him? I know. Google fingers. Wait, say your thing, and I'll look it up.
Well, the one where somebody broke into the governor's mansion, they had like the surveillance of it.
Who was it?
Was just somebody bust. I mean, I think it was someone coming for him, but they were fiddling around in the foyer for a little while, like breaking shit, trying to light shit on fire. Let's see.
In the foyer.
In the foyer.
Yeah, death of Ellen Greenberg.
Oh no, that's it. So that's a different thing with Shapiro. That's,
yeah.
As
that's
AG, he basically swept under the rug the murder of this.
The query. This is what I wrote. The query Josh Shapiro manslaughter stab, that's what I put in, likely refers to the arson and attempted murder attack on Pennsylvania. No, that's not right. That's what you were talking about. Death of Ellen Greenberg. Here we go. That's why you can't trust AI. That was just horseshit. Ellen Ray Greenberg was an American woman who died after sustaining 20 stab wounds. Her death was officially ruled a suicide. Yeah. That's 20 stab, and they're in the back. Wait, you're peeing? Okay, he's peeing in the basement sink. We have devolved. This is you peeing in the basement sink is Michael Rappaport holding a cup with his fingers. His fingers are inside the glass.
Yeah, my balls are inside the sink.
Your balls are in the sink? Okay.
Rappaport's mouth on a plate.
I'm going to read this, okay?
Yes, please.
Was an American woman who died after sustaining 20 stab wounds. Her death was officially ruled a suicide despite the 20 stab wounds, 10 to her back and neck, and 11 bruises, sparking extensive debate as to whether the cause of death was actually homicide. Wow, you think?
Extensive debate? You don't really need to debate that.
Yeah, results are in, amigo. Okay, but the basically when he was, what was his position?
When he was AG of Pennsylvania.
When he was Attorney General of Pennsylvania, he covered that up because she was like the ex of his friend's son. There was something like
a big donor,
a family
of his. Yes.
Oh, it was a donor. I thought it was
I think a family friend and slash donor.
So he didn't stab anyone, but he covered up, and then they quickly brushed it under the rug and ruled it a suicide.
Yes.
Which I'm sorry, if I ever have stabs in the back of my neck.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Then please don't.
Please
that's clearly you
the
killing
tape.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the tape.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why that was a wild one, which is just going to be hard to because here's the thing. There's.
It's giving Elliott Smith spelling his name wrong in his suicide note.
Here we go. Yes, there's a lot.
Elliott Smith.
It's Kurt.
Threw himself on a knife. Went to my high school. Great musician. And he spelled his name wrong in his suicide letter. And that has always not sat right with me.
No, I think you're right.
And where was Josh Shapiro when Elliot died?
Where was Josh sweeping that one under the rug?
Sweeparoo.
Sweepy, little Joshy sweepy boy.
Toppins.
Anyway, I'm not even going to look this one up because that's far sexier. I guess it's pretty sexy that there was someone in the governor's mansion in PA. I think they were asleep upstairs. Or they weren't home.
How did they get in? They don't have security?
They do.
At the governor's
mansion?
A
lot of these are, how many false flags can we see before?
I don't know. Before it becomes a real flag. Oh. This is
Fly that flag, baby.
Sorry, I'm throwing a lot at you. But this is reminding me of when the Pelosi residence was attacked.
I mean, Jesus,
and they hammered,
Pelosi.
bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down on Mr. Pelosi.
Correct.
And
I need to stop saying correct, by the way. I keep saying that.
It's okay.
No,
that is correct.
I listen to a lot of pods, and the kind of people who say correct on podcasts, I don't want to be those people, but it's seeped into me. Anyway.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard once you have like a little space filler. You can't stop saying it.
Yeah, the Pelosi.
Well, and this is the issue. When you question that, you are immediately like MAGA. But that always felt to me like it was like a sex slave in their basement.
Because
it was like an unhinged man with a hammer. And they were like, how did he get out? They obviously have good security. So I was like, no, he was coming out
of the house, not into the house.
But if you say that, then you're like, if you don't care about the Pelosi's, then you love Donald Trump. And I'm like, I don't care about the Pelosi's.
Goddamn them all to hell.
Yeah,
together.
Let's put them all in the pit. Who did I already put in the pit? Rappaport's in the pit.
Rappaport's in the pit. I'll put Nance in the pit.
Everyone's in the pit. For her insider trading alone, she's going in the pit.
He is. Poor Paul just was used as a puppet.
Paul's her husband?
Yeah, Paul.
And he had like 50 DUIs?
He had 50 DUIs, and he's the one who has to do all the insider trading because,
Oh, poor Paul.
Poor Paul. And then his sex slave gets away.
I know. He had a rough 21.
He really did.
I don't remember when that was.
Whenever that
but
was.
It's weird when there's places that should have like very taut security are breached by something that doesn't feel that complex or like...
I remember that being a little weird. And what's funny is you brought this up because I was going to say, if you question it, you're immediately MAGA. And I was like, well, yeah, and some of the questions are outrageous, which is then what you went on to then say.
That dichotomy, that polarity, that like this or that is very damaging.
The sex slave thing, though, felt to me like one of those that people, it's like, it's a poison pill. It's the idea of like they didn't want any questions with what was going on there.
Like,
so then it's immediately like
this,
But then when I'm like, who started like the sex slave thing got what would you say? Not traffic. It got
traction.
It got traction.
It was traffic.
It was traffic.
It was traffic. That poor man in the Pelosi's basement
who escaped.
Well, and I think I looked into this, and I guess he wasn't in the basement. I don't want to spread false information. Errata's going to be thick next week.
Thick errata.
In
the Pelosi's.
But I do wonder sometimes what the fuck.
All right. So on April 13th, 2025, in the same vein here, the Pennsylvania governor's residence was set on fire in a political assassination attempt.
Like, Gracie Mansion is New York.
What? Yes, you're right.
I guess
what
that's
is the
mayor.
Pennsylvania's?
Is there a name? Liberty Town.
Liberty Bibberty.
Liberty Bibberty.
The Neo-Georgian residence. No, I don't believe it does.
Oh, Neo-Georgian. Gorgeous.
The gorgeous architecture, right?
I don't know.
Anyhow, it looks kind of looks McMansion-y, frankly.
Really? Little nouveau riche.
But the arson was, the perpetrator was some guy from Pembroke. Oh, my goodness, that's right. I was, when we lived, when I first moved to Philly. I know some Pembroke people.
Arson.
Anyhow,
hours
after Passover Seder, this guy...
Was it a hate crime?
Was using a small sledgehammer.
They always have hammers.
Balmer told police he used 2 Molotov cocktails to set the residence on fire. So they were sleeping upstairs, and this dude...
But everyone's okay.
Cody Allen Balmer.
And that was in April of last year?
This was April of last year, yes.
So, come and gone.
He was a bipolar, according to his brother. He was suffering from bipolar.
Oh, well, that reminds me, we wanted to talk about Rob Reiner's son has schizophrenia, and nobody said that. Is that right?
That's right.
And then the other thing that reminds me of is, did you or did you not have a Molotov cocktail thrown into your apartment building in Crown Heights, New York?
I did. It was a political assassination attempt. No, it was just the middle of the night, in Crown Heights. Somebody came. I think it was some drug money was owed to someone or something, but the people across the hall from us, somebody buzzed. And one of those things where someone, was tired. It was the middle of the night. They're like, what's that? You're coming in? And they let them in. They came up the stairwell and threw a Molotov.
But it was on your floor.
It was on our floor. There were 2 units per floor. It was the one right across the hall from us.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember waking to some commotion and then being like,
yeah,
little Molotov.
Because I think I was like, my neighbor was playing music loudly last night. And you're like, I was nearly burned to death in a bombing. In a local bombing.
You don't want Molotovs flying around at night.
No, I wasn't sleeping over that night.
Not that night, dear. Anyhow, Shapiro's, of course, at my home Keystone State, the Commonwealth.
Pennsylvania.
Yes. Makes me, of course, very interested in Shapiro. What's funny is, and as a presidential candidate, I mean, he was...
Is he going to do it?
Well, so his book came out. So this is what's interesting. The rift now, which you rarely see these kind of public rifts within establishment figures. But Kamala's book, the way she painted her vetting of Shapiro for the for the Veep position. So rather than Tim Walz, Shapiro was definitely one of the front runners.
Right.
To Veep with the Veep. And what's funny is where does it say here? I'm just looking. Shapiro's.
La, 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 la,
Oh yeah, in his new book that he just released, he writes that Kamala Harris's vetting team asked him if he had ever been a double agent for Israel. That was part of the at the end. Which what's funny is then
bold question,
and I can't credit because I screen grabbed this from X, but I don't know who I cut out the person. So whoever did this, thank you for this just succinct thing. But what's funny about this tweet is all Josh Shapiro did was volunteer for the Israeli military, work at the Israeli embassy, sue Ben & Jerry's for not selling to Israeli settlements, and overrule college admins to seek maximum punishment against students who protested about Israel. This is all normal behavior, and why would you ever question?
I know this has been said, but if anyone did this for any other country, it would be so crazy.
It would be
You'd
beyond
be like, I'm sorry,
disqualifying,
what were you doing for
Beyond
Mexico?
Right.
Like you'd
Beyond
be like,
disqualifying.
yeah, beyond. It's very interesting. Our dear friend.
But yes, anyhow.
But is he going to run?
So
okay,
Kamala's
here's the thing.
team was like, you could. What's funny about that is you could be a liability. I'm like, but you were just vice president. Like what Biden was just doing. You didn't separate yourself from that. So to then be all of a sudden,
Remember, and they were
Josh,
like, what would be your changes to the policy structure? And she said, I just do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and she popped a Zanny and chugged
and rode away on a
Chardonnay
skateboard.
Rode away on a skateboard in her chucks.
And her checks.
Mama.
Okay, so Gavin, I want to. Who's
front running?
Who's the caucus this time?
Who's the caucus of
and
the
then we'll
waucus?
get into whether or not there'll be an election.
Sure.
But
assuming
because Gavin
definitely.
Do we think Buttigieg is back?
I think Buttigieg is hovering in potentially. I don't think he really.
He still seems like he's not like a power player compared to like Gavin.
Also, I don't think.
And I don't mean Gavin's like a serpentine freakoid, but
Right.
he's just like master of his domain
He
over
is.
there.
Also, I know we're in now uncharted. We think we're in uncharted waters because of Trump. Being unprecedented with how he was elected, being a reality TV host and a flim-flam New York real estate person. But I do think that when you go back to people who are politicians, it does matter. Like people don't come from the cabinet. Usually, like Buttigieg was put in the
the
cabinet.
name recognition.
The governor
the
of
fact
California,
that California
is a
like
big one.
Making their own,
Reagan,
medical
Sure.
CDC guidelines, et cetera. Like he's
Governors are usually front runners for
George
governors
W.
of big
was a
states.
governor.
George W. was a governor of a massive state, Texas. Clinton was a governor of a tiny state, Arkansas. Obama was a senator, which is rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Anyhow, I do
else?
think that it would be.
Yeah.
I'm saying Mamala's prepping. Mamala's coming. She's in the bunker prepping for another run, which is very funny.
I think
to have
that's
Mamala come back and be like,
deeply pathetic.
give me a second crack.
She
at
had
it. Deeply
no platform.
Mm-hmm.
She had no platform. I mean, even you could always be like, you did this, you were awful in California. We know all that. Anybody who's, Googleable has a horrible rap sheet when you're at that level. Like, just what have you done to get here? Where are the bodies? Allegedly. But show me some vision moving forward, even if it's total bullshit.
Right.
Tell me one thing you want to do.
On the book tour, she didn't do much.
Literally, she was like, it wasn't my fault. I didn't have any time.
Right.
And I couldn't do anything.
Yes. So it will be Gruesome Newsom, Mamala, Shapiro,
Newsom
and
is
Buttigieg, right?
literally, he's in the pit as far as I'm concerned. But I do think he's going to come out with some vision for the future, even if it's like the worst shit you've ever heard of in your life.
A lot of desperate whispers about AOCIA, as some would say.
Oh my God, he said it. This pod, try to pin us down.
I dare you.
Try to pin us down.
Well, you can pin us down on this. We don't suck off politicians, no matter who or where they are.
Yeah.
That's just a hot take from us. Anyhow, yeah, there's whispers of AOCIA, but
Interesting.
those are is there anyone we're not, because now remember, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, was approached. McConaughey was approached
and Dwayne
by
says,
officially by the DNC.
Well, Dwayne said he was approached by both major parties.
Right. because he's kind of a Schwarzenegger-esque figure. He could be a centrist.
Yeah, he's a strong
to end all centrists. An action star who's like...
Well, he'd just
Arnold
say,
was very
let's
much
treat
a
everyone with
centrist
love and
Republican.
respect while he's like gutting everything. And everyone would be like, yay, it's
Right.
The Rock. What's he cooking? Is that him?
Yeah, smell what the Rock is cooking.
Smell with The Rock. That's a weird one.
I mean, he would... The other thing is, it's like, at this point, when you say, like, who would win...
That would make sense
he
if your
would
name was
win.
like the stove or the fire.
Why would he want
Smell
to?
like what The Rock is cooking? I feel like The
Smell
Rock...
what the Rock is cooking.
The Rock should be something more like the sauna.
The sauna.
Well, no, I mean like smell what the sauna's heat.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I'm like talking about rocks.
Yeah,
What
you're
are
not
you
cooking over
invoking?
physical rocks.
Yeah, it could be something hardcore about like bouldering.
Yeah. I mean, I will also just say this. If you want to rewrite
Sisyphus.
it
worked
for him.
I know.
It
I mean,
worked. And he had the eyebrow, the people's eyebrow.
the people's eyebrow.
Uh-huh. So he could bring that back.
That's giving Bernie.
If he's debating, it's giving Bernie big time. The populist, the people's eyebrow. If he,
People for eyebrow.
the people's elbow too, he did. Was one of his moves.
Ooh.
I think if you brought
Goodbye tennis elbow. Hello people's elbow.
hello people's. What's funny is Mamala wouldn't do Rogan, but The Rock did Rogan and said
No,
he's a good
Mamala-
politician because he said nothing. He spoke for hours and hours and said nothing.
Who, The Rock?
The Rock, other than the way they handled the fires in Maui.
Well, that was bad.
Or was it Maui? Where the hell was
It was definitely Hawaii.
Yes.
Mamala, no, instead of doing Rogan, it's a big tent. Bernie knows. You gotta get your message. I know it's controversial. You got a lot of years. Go and say your stuff. In protest, she instead did Call Her Daddy, and they paid like $10 bajillion,
Yes.
and no one listened to it. Do you remember
That's right.
this?
I do, yeah.
They were like, where did all the money go
And
for the
somehow
Kamala campaign?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
it
her-
went to this podcast that got 7 views. Fewer than we get.
It got 7 views, fewer than we get. And she has a massive show. Her normal episode, it almost as if less people
It was a
watched.
dip. They're like, oh, did she get anyone good this week? No.
No. Yes. Also,
She's not inspiring.
she did
We need an inspiring
Subway
candidate.
takes. Remember, then they didn't.
She did.
He wouldn't even. They wouldn't even air it.
They wouldn't
They literally
air
did.
Kamala's Subway
They
takes.
wanted to kill the Subway.
What
take.
was it? Was too. It was,
It was
a bad
too.
take.
It was dumb.
He said
what
it was a
it?
bad take.
It was
now
like
I want to
bacon. Something
remember.
about bacon,
Oh my
wasn't it?
god, I'm going to look it up.
Look
it
up
didn't
Mamala's
make any-
take from
Can
Sub-
you stretch while I look?
Yes, I will stretch by just quickly saying to the Golden Globes best podcast category now. There's so
Give
many.
me a fucking break.
Amy. I mean, we have our own beef with Amy, but
No,
Amy
what
Poehler.
Because she used all the water.
I don't even give a
also
shit about the
have-
water. She fucking left all the as a multi big time A-list millionaire, left UCB to rot. And especially during COVID when people were like people had to do live stream charity shows to get the employees, the people who fucking shoveled shit at that theater, the interns, all the unpaid labor that they exploited at UCB, and then they leave them. And I don't put. I may also put it on of course, the other three.
I would like to say I would
Walsh. I need to name them, or else I'll be dragged
Besser.
for being a misogynist. A misogynist. When I massage. Besser.
Please don't massage the UCB4.
Besser, Matt
Walsh.
Besser, Matt Walsh, and Ian Roberts. Yes,
Roberts.
along with, but they all collectively just left UCB the labor to rot, which is just gross. But anyway.
I think that theater had some issues from the beginning because it started mom and pop and then it became a big moneymaker and it should have gone nonprofit and it didn't. And then it got tricky with unionizing and paying labor. Absolutely. I don't blame that all on the UCB4. I feel like Bertha was the only one who was like hands-on and running it.
Yes.
And I feel like that was just tricky from the start. I would like to go on record saying that I'm torn on Amy.
Yes.
Because I do think once you get rich and successful, you detach from reality and you suck in a lot of ways. But I have a lot of love for her.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
Okay.
I have a lot of love for her.
She also stole
when she rapped 9 months pregnant, when she did the rap about Sarah Palin.
I mean, listen, we loved young Amy. We did. We did a show. I mean, we did a couple shows with her, but she had that wonderful, like when it was
She
like,
did Minaj. She literally did our podcast.
She did. No, I know.
Can you not shit on friends of the show?
Hey, friend of the show. Yes. All right. Her Subway campaign is unnecessary. Sorry.
What my issue with her
Sorry.
winning for her podcast isn't that the podcast is probably fantastic. I haven't heard it.
It's not. I've listened to it, but she gets A-list
Okay, but I'm
guests.
saying even if it is, my issue is that really, really famous people who make Hollywood movies and already have millions and millions and millions of dollars don't need to be in the podcast space. And that goes for everybody. That goes for Smartlist. That goes for whatever.
Agreed. And they were all nominated.
It reminds me of like VO gigs
Right.
where they'd bring you in and they'd be like, oh, sorry, we went with Jack Nicholson or whatever. And you're like, okay, like then
Yes.
what?
This is
Just
what I wanted to say about
throw me a bone.
Throw me a bone. This is why I
The
was
people
just...
who are literally need to hit this minimum to
Yes.
get their health insurance. I just
Yes.
want to say
Yeah.
we're not just shitting on people. It's
No.
like you don't need to be in every space doing everything.
Everything, no.
Winning what?
If you play the
Whatever
game,
awards.
again, this is, capitalist going to capital, like it's hating the player, hating the game. But that Subway that she now does the voiceover, she's doing a campaign as the voice of Subway and
Subway
took
the
from
food?
someone who I know, who I will not name, but told me about
Jared.
the behind the scenes. Jared
Jared
Fogel, a
from
friend of the show.
prison, not a friend of the show.
Friend of the show, pedo Jared. No, it was big khaki pants. No, but a woman who had the
Subway gig.
Subway gig, and then Amy
remember
did a
the
little
name. Did you
dance
follow
and
it?
came back and took it. So again, it's that thing where I know you take your
But
food out, people say,
are,
it's
but
like,
what
hey
they're
man,
hearing from their reps, just devil's advocate, is you have to stay relevant. It's not about the money. Because people always say, why is like Matt Damon doing a commercial? And it's like, if people don't hear your voice or see your face, even if it's like the AI version of you, even if you're selling the worst product ever that's like telecom and like ruining whole swaths of like groundwater being soaked up and
You're just shilling for
whole,
data centers
Yeah,
or
you're
whatever it
literally
is.
like need to be like, remember me?
no, I understand. I mean,
Anyway,
we've
I'm just
had
saying
reps.
that's
We've had
the
reps.
game.
We
though.
know how reps
That's
are.
the game.
It is.
I had a commercial rep. I never had
Twate.
like. Oh, well,
Don't
that's
forget Rhonda.
okay.
Rhonda
Should we
Twate.
explain Rhonda Twate to the
Our manager?
to
Yes.
the listeners?
Sure.
So Murph and I, we did have some. You had like real reps.
Yes.
I mean, I guess we had the
Not
same.
real, but they're up there.
Well, don't say that. Just commercial. I
Sure.
mean, not like
No, I had
actor
I had a legit agent
representation.
representation.
Let's not just fucking burn every bridge ever.
They're
on
long
this
gone.
pod. No,
These bridges
come
are
on.
long.
I'm like on the rope and it's like wiggling and I'm hanging over the ravine.
But when we were negotiating and pitching, we were getting a lot of meetings.
And sometimes it's hard to be your own advocate because people come at you really strong and they're like, sign here, and we'll take your blood and your organs. And so Murph and I, this has never been revealed.
No, this is actually finally, this is hot.
Murph and I invented a manager. Named Rhonda Twate.
Twate.
Which was
With
spelled
like an
twat
accent.
with
It was
like an E. Yeah.
Twat
And
with a little accent at the end.
Yeah, the accent aigu. And we created an email account and we found like a weird photo of a woman from the 1980s.
Yeah, the early
Who
80s,
looked
like
psychotic.
who looked like she would be like a realtor.
But
like
it
it was
was
like her headshot as like a realtor from the 80s, like a blonde, big perm,
But it
big
was
hair.
like fifth page Google search so
you-
that she wouldn't come up like,
Yes, you wouldn't like be able to find it randomly. This headshot
easily. So we created this whole persona and account and we would email on our
signature.
own behalf from Ms. Twate.
And when people would reach out to us with some of the weirder shit, we would say, "Oh, we're just going to CC. We're going to loop our manager in,"
and then they would
loop
never
in
come back,
Twate.
and not because she was weird, but because they were like, "Oh, we can't just
exploit
take
these people as
advantage,
easily because they have representation."
Well, when
who
you're
is-
D-list, people really try to take.
I mean, big time.
Everything.
They'll take B-list. They'll take half of A-list if they
Yeah, they
can.
were like,
They'll
it's
take
a
us all.
12-hour shoot. We can't pay, but there's possibly going to be some bagels, and then we own your likeness forever. And then if we ever need pickups, you have to come back, and it's not a studio; it's my basement,
Right.
and you have to live here for 2 months. Like
Yes.
that was the kind of offerings people were sometimes
This is floating.
for us.
For sure.
This is a huge reveal.
It
Okay,
is
can
a
I
big
talk
reveal.
about?
Rhonda Twate will now be the producer of this pod. Let's just
I think we should say rip Rhonda. Let her go.
rip Rhonda.
We're stronger. We're gonna stand up for. Oh, I got high hopes. That was my Buddha
Thank
judge
you.
moment.
Oh, that was boot edge. Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Host of Subway Takes reveals the DNC contacted them for an interview but declined to publish it for her weird bad take. That's in quotes. I didn't want to be blamed for her losing. So it was
Wait,
bad.
who said that?
Karima.
Kareem said that. Yeah,
the host of Subway Takes. So
who I like.
I love him. He's a polarizing, though.
He's polarizing.
Some people...
He's Amy polarizing.
Well...
No, but why is he polarizing?
Some people just don't like Subway Takes.
Oh, well, sure.
They think it's silly. And I'm like, yeah, it's a little internet show.
It's silly. Yes.
Yeah. The DNC seems to go out of their way to come up. Okay, I want to know what the take was, though. That's the thing. What was the Subway take?
I found out he worked at the New York Times as like a...
Who did?
Kareem, before doing Subway Takes. He had some gig at the Times.
Kareem Rama discusses...
Yeah, what was the actual... I heard it was something with bacon.
I heard... Yeah, I want to look. It's not letting me look. They're fucking gatekeeping.
They're gay. Yeah.
The take on the show was bad.
I'm gonna try to help you with the Google fingers.
It says Kamala Harris mutually agreed to delete weird interview, host says.
Well, you keep looking. I'm just going to finish what I was saying about the best podcast also. It's funny that they won after Trump 2. There was this, a lot of the top podcasts, Theo Vaughn, Rogan, a lot of people that had Flagrant, a lot of these shows that people would say leaned right, which what's funny about that is it's like at a certain point, these people are really having almost no political principles. And I would say that a lot of the takes and like people have been kind of leaned right, and they played into the culture war shit perfectly. So they'd be like, we're being dragged. So we're going to really double down on like saying naughty things.
What?
We're going to say the R word. We're
going to say, I was reading my phone.
I'm saying the podcast that they like, the Golden Globes nominees is just so clearly, it's hard to take seriously because they immediately were like, we're going to shut out multiple of the top
like you're saying,
listened to most popular shows.
Being honest, it would be like Rogan and stuff, even though everyone who's like a Hollywood elitist or whatever wouldn't like that.
And I've listened to like Smartless,
because what are
Polar,
they basing
they're
it
interview
on?
shows. They're not. It's not.
But
it
if they're
depends
not
on
basing it on viewership or listenership, then what are they basing it on?
Just like but think about what any award show, they're basing it on promotional shit. But what they would say is probably there's like the Academy. So there's a group of people who are like, the Academy doesn't necessarily say the best picture every year is going to be the most watched picture. Like, I don't think Avatar's ever been nominated.
That's true, but are they just kind of saying what they is going unsaid is that it's actors with podcasts?
Oh, that's interesting, right?
Because if
not
it's Golden
comedians.
Globes, it's not the Academy, first of all. And second of all...
No, it's the Globes, but I'm just saying that this trend of now being like, oh, we're going to bring new media into our little suck fest. Yeah, we're hip. But then it was like, it was Call Her Daddy.
55-year-old. Okay, so
it was
that's not an actor.
Smartless.
That's actors.
It was Amy.
Actor.
Maybe Conan?
Actor.
Yeah, I want to say like, who were the
shows.
nominees for Best Podcast? It was Mel Robbins' podcast, which is just like a like TED Talky like kind of thing. She reminds me of a what's her name? Brene Brown. Like, it's like that.
Oh, got it.
Kind of stuff.
Like kind of pop psychology a
yes.
little bit. I don't know her.
Armchair expert, Dak Shepard is insufferable. And he has his
actor,
show.
Though. What I will say is, did you see the Cher thing on that? Cher said there must be something I'm not seeing because you're like way better than him.
And they have a great,
That's funny.
That is funny. They have a great way of staying relevant with his wife.
Kristen Bell. What I will say about Stavi is you want to be like, there's no way Stavi would ever be nominated, but Stavros was just in Begonia. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's wiggling his way into Hollywood in a way where he could take...
Yes.
He could have like a leftist little tentacle.
Mm-hmm. Little tentacle. I also even just saying politics aside, as you know, I listen to way too many podcasts. And it's just funny when you see this. And this is also not, shocking. The Golden Globes, like, handpicked a bunch of like podcasts, and you know what I mean. Like it's just funny to me. Of course, if you're going to do a best podcast category, it's the same as best picture. Every year you could be like, well, this got a snub, that got a snub. It's not that. It was just It's also just funny to me where you're clearly cutting out. They were based on political lines, being like, there's a certain amount of podcasts that just got a lot of heat after Trump was elected, we're not even going to consider them for this. We're not even going to bring any of them, which
right.
they
But
would or
I'm
they
like,
wouldn't.
but
I'm
you'll
like, who
give
gives
the
a shit?
Hurt
But
Locker an award.
you sure will.
What
Bigelow.
I will say is you can't really have it both ways, because you're absolutely right that it's not like, oh, Rogan hits a certain number, so he has to be nominated. But if you're saying that person literally got the president elected, and then saying,
I'm not saying that.
No,
I think that's
I'm
absurd to
certainly-
suggest.
I know,
Yeah.
but that's what the
Right.
people in this camp are saying.
That's right. Yeah.
And then to just disregard it as having any cultural cachet feels like you're at odds with yourself.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
You know, like they kind of have to be like, love it or hate it.
Right.
This voice is like pervasive in our landscape. Yeah, I mean, that would be really weird. I think we have 2 years till Rogan wins a Golden Globe.
That's right. In 2 years, they'll be.
Yeah.
He'll
We're
get a
shifting.
goal. We are. Well, and I also think the
Shifting.
best. What I agree with that you said most is that it's just kind of like,
Ooh.
do you need to be in every space? Some people can
That's
just get
my
the fuck out
issue.
of certain. And let
Yeah, I don't
spaces
need a
be more.
podcast to fucking reinvent the wheel. I just want there to be like room for the podcasts. Podcasting is like the realm of the little people, you know, of the people in their rat-infested basement who are poor.
The People's Pod. Yes.
Yeah, that's who podcasting's for.
I agree.
You know?
It leveled the playing field in a lot of ways, and then the industry immediately just swallowed it. Like it was democratizing in a lot of ways with how simple to get an RSS feed up and running. Like even way back in the day, now it's even easier. It's never been easier to get to launch one yourself. So then, yeah, the industry was like, oh, we're going to now have all these podcasting networks that are just eating up all the air in the room. And so, yeah, I mean, that's not surprising that they were like, oh, there's millions of people listening to these intimate, all the ad reads and everything else. It makes sense. It makes sense, but it still is
we were going to start doing fake ad reads, remember?
Yes, and we may.
We go, V.
We got fake ad reads for real
For real stuff.
pharmaceuticals. Yes.
Like just based on their song.
We go, Hoovy. And we can make up what they do until
Well, I was
they
going to
come
say,
for
did
us.
we ever know what We Go V did?
We did not know about Govy. We go V.
We go. I'm going to guess. I'm going to do a commercial. Ready?
Yep.
Take one. We'll go V. Mom, will you throw the Frisbee with me? Not today. I'm tired. Okay. I guess that wouldn't be that kind of commercial where you're playing all the parts and you're not singing it. Okay, that
could have been a lot of farm. Like that opened the door though to a lot of.
I'm tired. Okay, let me just
so
finish.
tired, honey.
But I just realized that wouldn't be like what you read. That'd be one you'd see where there'd be actors. And those actors would have podcasts. Okay, here I go. Not today, Jimmy. I'm tired. Is your this is me doing it right now. Is your dry cough keeping you from getting outside, doing the things you love, and having fun? No, not anymore. We go, V. I think my issue is I'm trying to create like a whole ass commercial and not do a read.
I love where you're at though. I mean,
Thank
I'm
you.
there with you. I'm Jimmy, and I'm sad. I'm bummed out that Mom doesn't have the energy, and her cough is back.
Yeah, her cough is back.
She's huffing rat turds, and she can't make it out to play Frisbee.
Right.
And Jimmy loves Frisbee.
That's
So
right.
now we need we need you alone in a dark room. We need We Go V to splash.
Yeah.
Then we need the side effects while you're back out there throwing the Frisbee around
Maybe
with
I
Jimmy.
look out the window and the kid's standing there and he throws the Frisbee and no one
At a
picks
tree.
it up.
And-
And then the light from the window casts the shadow of the mom on the wall. And when she turns around to look at her shadow, the shadow goes, and there's this
my
like
God.
demon face
So
that
this
comes
is an
out of it.
antipsychotic medication.
Yeah, it's
Right.
numbing the pain.
Are the demons coming for you?
We Covey. Numb the pain of everyday life and get back to the activities you love. May cause your feet
Yeah,
to
there's
melt
everything
into
about
the
that.
carpet. And
Talk to your doctor if you're taking
okay, I'm going to give you a product
anti-Frisbee medication.
and you're going to do a voiceover.
Okay.
Just straight up. Like an ad read.
Ad read, got it.
Okay,
And this is
not
for
a
any
voiceover.
product. This is not a pharmaceutical.
No, I'm going to give you the product. Trimfire.
This is a farm. Okay.
Well, do you know about it?
I don't know what Tremfya does.
Great.
I think
use that.
All right. Oh, my skin. Oh, wait, no, I'm doing the video. Sorry.
Oh, my skin.
I thought
We'll do it. Oh my God, the rat turds. Use that.
Yeah. Oh,
You can do whatever
skin.
you want. If you prefer to act it like I did.
No, I want to do the voiceover.
And now,
No, you know what? Here's the problem with pharma. The problem with pharma is the voiceover only gets to do the like clinical.
Okay, I'll
side.
just give you a product.
Tremfya.
And then I'll set you up and say, here's a word from our sponsor, and you'll go, okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, Cheerios. Ever heard of it? Hold on. And now for a word from our sponsor.
Little O's coming with milk. Cheerios. In the morning, you've got Little O's and milk.
Little O's coming with milk.
Look at that milk splash through those Little O's. The milk jumps through the little ring of oats. Heart healthy, gluten-free, and ready for your very diverse family. As Joe Biden said, we've solved it. Cheerios.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah,
George
heart
Bush.
healthy Cheerios. All right.
I just thought of a great idea for a commercial. Can I pitch this to Cheerios? That was beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
What about oat milk, soy milk, goat milk, breast milk, almond milk, rice milk? Hey, whatever milk you're using these days, Cheerios is ready to fill up that bowl.
Yes.
Okay, the idea is basically like we're hip, we
I
get
love
it.
that. Raw. You left out raw milk though, which
Well, I'm
you
taking
flirted
a
with.
political stance.
Breast milk, the rawest of all.
Colostrum. Nom, nom, nom.
Suckle at the teat. Suckle at your mama's teat.
Suckle it, big oat.
Big oats. No, I love that for Cheerios.
Big oats, little smiles.
It's funny that we went heavy on the milk because have you seen the new milk ads? The new milk ad from this. I don't know if it's from the CDC.
Is it still like the cum on the lip?
Well, so people were freaking out, being like, "This is outrageous that they like are new." And I'm like, "Well, we got milk was a whole fucking thing already." This is, I think, from RFK Jr.'s CDC. I don't know who this came from.
I have not heard anything
it's children
about this.
drinking milk, and they're being like, "Milk's got to be drunk." Let me here.
Wait, which is not. Why would human beings need cow's baby formula fluid to be sustained? I ask.
Yes. It's a good it's a great question.
Question of like, and that's also like your mom's always like, what? You're not going to have milk? Everyone needs milk. Like kids need milk because they had that drilled into them.
Right. From another, the milk from another mammal is
the milk from another mammal.
Milk from
That's
another
great.
mammal.
Like in times of like poverty or war, in the old days when people were like up close and personal with their farm animals, they would give goat milk to babies. And it's, not the same, but it like kept little babies alive and was really cool. But I don't think in this era of abundance where that we all need to be drinking milk all the time.
Yes.
Is that just me?
No, that's not just you.
That's gross. I was not a milk drinker as a kid. Ew, what's that?
I know. This is the USDA
Gross.
new video promoting cow milk to the masses. But it's basically just being like, what's funny is someone pointed
Cow
out, I
milk
don't know if
to
it's
the
true, but the reason I
masses.
said, it's AI.
Is it? It looked like AI.
The girl's fingers blur around the cup. There's a weird thing. Anyway.
She's like Rappaport claw.
Somebody pointed out the reason I said RFK Jr. Drink whole milk. Hashtag milk mustache moment. So this is like the USDA. And what someone said is I think there was some internal pressure. And at the last minute, this was supposed to be a raw milk commercial. And they were like, USDA can't. I think people at the USDA were like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And so then they just changed it to whole milk.
What I will say is if it's little kids, kids need fat for their brains. So that whole thing of skim milk and like diet culture in like the 80s or whatever, do what you want as a gross adult, but you shouldn't be giving kids skim milk.
No, give them the whole. Give them the raw.
I don't know about that.
No, raw has its problems, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, if everyone had like their own cow.
That's right. I mean, that's what it is.
We just don't live that way anymore.
We don't.
And
I think at the end of the day, pasteurization is a net gain. So I think you'd be like,
wow,
for that kind of shit.
Hot takes.
Hot takes. Remember we went to that ice cream shop that was raw milk and we didn't even know it?
No,
but it
we
was
did
like,
not.
well, no, we didn't do it, but we didn't end up getting it. But we went in PA when we were in Pennsylvania.
Well, we found out one that we had been told to go to was raw milk. That's weird, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's real.
I don't know. That's misinfor, disinfor. Miss and dis. We need to also just discuss that. We can end on that.
Oh, misinformation versus disinformation?
Correct.
Or like Miss America versus
dis the miss.
Yeah.
Swiss miss. No, just that.
Swiss miss.
It's funny to me that people, there's just all these little semantic things that could seem trivial, but are clearly, I think, just part of the whole operation here. Like people don't people who are in charge of propaganda don't misspeak, is my point.
People who are in charge of propaganda. Who's in charge of propaganda?
Well, I think at the tippity tops right now, I think it would be venture capital firms, and I think
I'm not disagreeing in propaganda.
I think I would say the elites
opaque.
and the politicians they own, I think, are part of the of the propaganda machine in the U.S. at least.
So, what do you think they're saying that people think is them misspeaking? But
Well,
it's not?
all right. So this is not something I've thought about at all. So I'll just start talking.
Well, you just said we'll end on
because
this.
Misinformation.
I'm not putting you on the spot.
Misinformation is just wrong shit that you're saying without any malice necessarily. It's popping off. It's what everyone who has a podcast does, other than maybe Mel Robbins.
Like if I was like, cow's milk is actually blue until you bleach it.
Right. Or just anything that you're saying but doesn't have disinformation is specifically poisoning the well. It's saying things you know to be wrong and that you have an agenda attached to.
So,
to be like, I'm lying to you
misinformation is making a mistake. Disinformation is like religion.
Yes. And right. Yes. Yeah. Disinformation has an agenda.
Like you're
misinformation can be
creating your own reality to control the narrative and the people.
Yes. Right.
The people.
Correct.
That is correct.
Anyway, there's a difference between the two, but I don't think.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we went out on a bang. With a bang, I think people say.
With a bang. With or with a wit. Or whiz wit.
Whiz wit.
Whiz wit a bang.
Whiz wit out. Oh, I haven't had a cheesesteak in a long time. Didn't you just have one? Was it good?
I did. It wasn't.
Those food carts?
It's never going to be.
I love that you go back to the food cart pod where you got food poisoning.
I do, because that's a one. I think if you take enough time away, as long as you can stomach it, that
you took like 3
Cuban
weeks
sandwich
off.
is one. And I went on a tear through Little Havana years ago.
You're a political kamikaze.
Well, there's that, but there's also just the food, the Cubano sandwich. Like I love that, the buttery, crisp.
Cuban's great.
Bread with your mixed meats,
the 15 meats
and some cheeses. I mean, it's a delightful, decadent sandwich.
Right.
But that I've tried a ton of different ones, and this one that I had was one of the best I've ever had. So I went back and I got it. Maybe the third time I got it, I got sick.
Yeah.
And I'm almost certain it was from that.
Well, you immediately puked and shat everywhere
after I ate. And it's one of those things you always say to me, but like halfway through, I was kind of like,
this tastes weird.
This is weird, but I'm going to power through it.
You never power. Listen, you power through when an apple tastes weird. You don't power through when meat tastes weird. That's bacteria growth.
Yeah, that's misinformation.
Disinformation.
I would say coming from you, it's
I poisoned it.
Dis and that information.
It's our phantom thread moment where I'm like, he's getting a little big for his britches. I'm going to poison his Cubano.
Oh my word. Devil woman.
Devil.
Well, anyhow.
Good night.
Good night for the cheesesteaks. This is going to be, now see, that exchange that we just had will be the clip they play before our Golden Globes acceptance speech in 2039.
I think they'll play my commercial I did. That was good.
That was really good.
That feels like 10 years ago, but it was like 10 minutes ago.
Poor Jimmy.
We should bottle the rat feces and like have people huffing it as a drug because I feel weird.
Let's hit the streets and huff. Let's get back to huffing, back to basics, back to huffing.
I love that.
I love
Citizen Ruth.
We'll see your raw milk and raise you rat turds.
Yeah, I see your fentanyl and I'm smoking this rat tail.
Bless your rat tail, dear. I'll see you next week.
Bless up. talk to you next week. See you tomorrow. Love you.
Love you.